My balcony garden is expanding. I've added to it now, since my previous vlog about gardening, 2 over-the-rail planters, bright pink, both of them hosting their new additions, their new plants. I have a small dahlia, I have a big dahlia tuber in a huge pot on the other side of the balcony, just in front of my bedroom. And many of these I brought back last Sunday from my trip to Dobby's Gardening Center, my favorite gardening center, together with Adrian, whom I visited in the countryside. I did a bit of gardening in his garden, which is still in a way mine, although I don't live there any longer, but I keep on taking care of it. I keep on adding new plants that we talk about, and I know that what Adrian wants to have in there as well. I help him weed it, and I enjoy it whenever I visit him in the countryside. As a matter of fact, yesterday, in my new entry, in my new series on my website called Flat Diaries, I wrote about this and also about the unexpected visitor that I brought home with me, together with dirt from Adrian's garden and all of the pots and the plants that I managed to sort out last Sunday. And that unexpected visitor, which I will keep the surprise about till after this introduction, triggered really happy childhood memories from growing up in the Romanian countryside, where we had a lot of little quirks and crazy little things that we did that I want to share with you in this vlog today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Katarina George. I'm a writer and a vlogger, and here I publish vlogs about lifestyle, about my Romanian heritage that I've already mentioned in this vlog as well, if you're new to my channel, and about traveling, which is going to become more and more a possibility again once we have this pandemic contained, with vaccination, the testing and everything that's being done out there to keep it under control. By the way, I have my second vaccination planned for the end of this month, and I'm really looking forward to it. Also, if you have been on my channel before, if you are a subscriber as well, you might have noticed that I've changed my hair color again. In fact, I think it matches the color of my new over-the-rail planters here on the balcony, which you will see in some b-roll that I've done. But let's not digress that much, although that is my specialty, and let's go back to what I was going to tell you about today, which is, first of all, my uninvited visitor in my balcony garden last Sunday. Well, we do get birds around here that sometimes leave us gifts that are not very pleasant necessarily to have on this balcony. Yeah, birds poop here sometimes. What can you do? Birds will be birds. You can't blame them. But that's not an unexpected visitor. That's quite an expected one by now. When I was just moving dirt from a bigger container that I brought from the countryside, from Adrian's garden last Sunday, I hit something that sounded like crashing, and I was like, oh, a snail shell. I thought it empty, you know, probably a dead snail that was just resting in its forever resting place in the dirt that I brought along. I put the shell on the side and I continued to transfer the dirt to my new planter, when all of a sudden I see this little chap bravely walking all around my tray, where I try to keep things tidy so I don't spread dirt all over this balcony when I plant new plants. And he was just walking around, no care in the world. I thought, okay, yeah, you're alive. You are exploring my balcony, but you know what, Mr. Snail? You'll either eat my plants, or the birds will eat you, or you just crash down on the tarmac below the building. So I decided to give the snail a chance, but not before I took lots of photos of him. I took him and put him in a small pot of parsley remains. It was just the stems of the parsley that I bought from Morrison's last week, and I needed some fresh parsley for soup, and the only parsley they had came in pots. So that pot I thought maybe I can use for planting further seeds and transfer the seedlings. However, the little parsley pot found its use as temporary host for the snail that decided to explore my balcony. I don't know about you, if you find snails disgusting or if you find them a delicacy. I think it is a French delicacy. I could never eat snails, not because I find them disgusting. I would try almost anything except bugs, probably, but because a lot of my childhood memories are linked to snails. And I'll tell you in a minute after I give you the conclusion of my unexpected visitor's appearance on my balcony. After I took photos of it in my dead parsley pot, I decided I'll give him a chance. Went and took him to the nearby park and put the pot under the shrubbery there and thought, there you go, you've got a chance to live now with all of your bravery. You didn't care that you were carried and hauled around the big building where I live, in the lift, down the street. You were just exploring and sniffing around all the parsley stems in the pot where I put you for a while. Then why am I so fond of these little slimy creatures that carry their house around on their back? When I was a child in the countryside in Romania, growing up in the parish house, because my father used to be a priest, he's now retired, we had a huge garden, a flower garden, that my dad really loved taking care of. I wonder if somebody has taken after him after all. But we also had a huge vegetable garden, which was my mom's pride and joy. In the flower garden, my dad didn't mind snails and all the creatures that could roam around in dirt and over the dirt and in the grass and around his plants. So every springtime when the weather got warmer, like now in May we still have lots of showers, like April showers here in the UK in 2021, but yeah, the weather is getting warmer. So when the weather got warmer, every late springtime in Romania, the snails would just come out. There would be quite a number of them. And my brother and I were particularly fond on watching them. We didn't harm them. What we did was just temporarily detain them in like big plastic boxes which we filled with grass, and we plucked a few snails around from the garden, put them in their new homes, and we'd spend a couple of hours just being around, giving them new fresh grass and watching them walk around, reaching their little eyes coming out like that, like horns, and the way that they just elongate and extend and twist and turn. We found them so fascinating, and we were very, very fond of them. In fact, in Romania, we even have a little song that children sing to snails to make them come out of their house. And it goes like this. It's a very simple song. Merg, merg, codobelg, scoate coarne bourel și te du la baltă și bea apă caldă și te du la Dunăre și bea apă tulbure. It's a child song, a children's song, 2 notes only, really fun. And it says something like, little snail with your little horns, put your horns out and go to the pond to drink warm water, and go to the noob to drink, oh gosh, translating from Romanian now, just like that. I think in English when I'm talking English. Yeah, and go to the noob and drink some the noob water, river water, whatever. I'm not even going to try to be too precise, but that's it. And yes, it seems like snails are not very unpopular creatures back in Romania, and that's what we did. And after a couple of days, we kind of got bored of them and let them escape. But I think now, as an adult, I learned that snails are hermaphrodites. And I think that what the snails were doing sometimes in the boxes where we kept them prisoners were, they were in a prison of love. I think they find their dates there, because I remember the snails going with their tummies together, you know, the side where they crawl. They went like this, upwards, and their heads were here with the horns, and then there was some foam or something coming out. And yeah, I think they were mating. We thought we were making friends. Not so far off. Our love for snails as creatures that were roaming around our father's garden was quirk number 1 that I was going to share with you today from my memories as growing up in the Romanian countryside. I have 2 more to share, but before doing that, if you're enjoying this vlog, remember to hit that like button and help my channel reach more people out there who would enjoy content just like this. Quirk number 2. I think it was something very specific to me. Although children are known to eat dirt, to put pebbles in their mouth, taste walls or whatever else they can get out there that stirs their curiosity and their sense of exploration. And that might have been the case for me with this one. Some people might find it disgusting when I share it. To me, I think still it was more about texture, and it again happened in more rainy springtime days. I don't think I was so pleased with autumn rainy days when I tended to feel really cold, and my childhood asthma was like not keeping me very happy either. But in warmer springtime days, when you had like a very quick rain just washing the dirt, all of a sudden, sometimes you had like these soft mud bubbles growing around on the ground, and they looked really fascinating to me, and they felt soft. They felt like soft Play-Doh, and that's what I used to do. I used to just grab them around, roll them into a ball. I liked their softness. I liked that they had that texture and all of that, so I played with natural Play-Doh as a child. That is my quirk number 2. We used to get so dirty, just roaming around at leisure. We walked bare feet in summer. That was quite an idyllic childhood, although we grew up in a communist country and in a dictatorship, but that's a completely different story for another time. Now, what will quirk number 3 be? 3B. So, quirk number 3 is related to the fact that my brother and I were the priest's children, and we grew up by the church in the village. As my father was a priest, there were always things left around from church, such as even like little candles left over that were sent back to be melted, but we could always get some for arts and crafts. And there were also like big chunks of rope left over when they changed the rope for the big bells. Oh, we used to love going up there with the church sexton to watch them just toll the bells and learn about the different ways, and it was really fascinating. But when those ropes needed changing, we managed to grab some from my dad and the other people around the church to convince them to give us some rope. And I remember we had this big rope stretching in the back of the churchyard from one tree to the next, on which we organized our own monkey world. We practiced our monkey skills, just walking on the rope with our hands and feet like that. And it was lots of fun. We grew up climbing trees. That was such an adventurous childhood in certain respects. I did suffer of childhood asthma, and that kept me very ill at times and very unhappy, but these 3 quirks from my childhood relate to the very happy times that I lived then. Having talked to other people who grew up here in the countryside in England, maybe from other generations, not very, very young people, they have similar memories, similar stories as well. You know, all of that freedom of playing around and enjoying nature. It was not only something that only us Romanians enjoyed back when I was growing up. I plan to share such memories with you in the future, to share more of my background, more of how life was back in Romania, in communist Romania, after communism. Let me know in comments below if you are interested in all of these things. Let me know of your quirky memories from your childhood as well. And hoping that you enjoyed this vlog, please remember to hit that like button, also to subscribe to my channel for future such content to come your way. And until next time then, ciao for now!